to what will hopefully be the first annual AMS. 20 minutes, don't be boring. AMS started about a few years ago, about 3 years ago, when a group of young ladies on this campus were tired of waiting for the opportunities to come to them, and they decided to make a few opportunities for themselves. And in the process, started an arts organization on this campus. And this arts organization is sort of a collective of the artists and the bohemians and the free thinkers and the people that have a creative streak that run through them. And every so often, they get together and put on something like this. In that same spirit, last spring, Miss Tamara Benson decided she was tired of waiting for all the opportunities to come to this campus, and we should create a few of our own. So she put a call out to everybody, all the students, to showcase their work, which tonight it's comprised of. The technicians, the directors, the performers, and even some of the writers were all featured as a part of our Kent State Tuscaroras community. But before we get into all that, I gotta do a little bit of business, right? I want everybody to pull out their cell phone. And if your cell phone is gonna make noise in the next performance, right, in this evening, please put it to silent. And also at this point, everybody will tell you, please pull out your cell phone and turn that little camera off. But we're not gonna tell you that. If you wanna take pictures tonight, feel free. Post them on Facebook, spread the word. The only thing we ask is that you make sure they're not flash photography, because that's distracting to the actors on stage and probably kind of annoying to the people there. With that, I'm going to take a moment and recognize the woman whose efforts made this evening possible. And not just efforts, there was a lot of sweat and a lot of lost sleep and a lot of sort of teeth gnashing over the last month or so. But hopefully, on behalf of everybody involved with this, and you guys tonight, you're happy with how it comes out.
Already very happy. Thank you. Just a couple things. I want to thank our directors who have been amazing. Bill Auld, the man in the kilt, not a skirt, it's a kilt. He directed 3 of the phone plays you're going to see or hear. Also, the first play, that's mine, my baby. The Word to the Room, I did that one. Sure Thing, directed by Don Irvin, who is hiding somewhere in here, I think. There he is back there, I know. Also, writing a play, very important play, very amazing play to me, written by one of our own students, Spies. At my behest and also under my considerable amount of pressure at the beginning of the semester, when I wasn't getting it, so I followed her around campus and yelled at her a couple times, and she finally came through the rest of the play, so awesome, yay Sarah, who not only co-directed one of the other plays, helped with sound. Basically, Sarah's our go-to girl, and she has more stress over this whole period than I certainly ever had. Thank you very much, Sarah. Also, our last play, Life is Short, if you look at your program, please do notice this. It's by Lee Marcus, a wonderful woman from New York, who was going to be here tonight, but unfortunately, her husband's a bit under the weather. So she's not going to be here, but we're going to send her the video, a program that actually has her name as a writer in it, which is kind of a good idea. That's all I have, so I hope you enjoy the plays. When you come back next semester, if your students submit to me lots of information and work. Thank you.
I don't know. I just don't know. Quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate here.
Okay, so what have you got?
Me?
Yeah, have you hit anything yet? Let's hear it.
King Droba. Feet. Engelwart carcinoma. That's as far as I got. I like the feet.
Yeah, kinda onomatopoeia.
I don't know. Feels to me like I need some punching up.
You can always throw a few jokes later on. You gotta get the through line first.
But do you think it's Hamlet?
Don't ask me. I'm just a chimp.
He could have given us a clue or something. Or a story conference.
But that defeats the whole purpose of the experiment.
I know. 3 monkeys typing into infinity will sooner or later produce Hamlet. Right. Completely by chance.
And Dr. Dave Rosenbaum up in that booth is going to prove it.
But what's Hamlet?
I don't know.
What's Hamlet? I don't know. You know? This is really stupid.
Have you got anything better to do in this age all day? The sooner we produce the damn thing, the sooner we get out of here.
Sort of. Publish or perish. With a twist. But what do we owe this Rosenbaum? A guy who stands outside those doors and tells people that one's Milton, that one's Swift, and that one's Kafka, just to get a laugh? What's a Kafka, anyway? Why am I Kafka? Search me. Hey, what's a Kafka? All of us four-eyed friends sure think it's a stitch. And how are we supposed to produce something that we don't even know what it is?
Okay, so the chances are a little slim.
Yeah, this from a guy who's supposed to be smart. This from a guy at Kent State University.
The way I see it, there's a providence that oversees our pages. Rough draft and how we may.
Well, what have you got, Milton?
Let's see. Of man's first disobedience and the fruits of that forbidden tree, whose mortal taste brought death.
Hey, that's really good. It's got rhythm. It really sings.
Yeah?
Yeah. But you think it's Shakespeare. Who cares? She's got her own voice there. Does Dr. Rosenbaum care about voice? Does he care about anybody's individual creativity?
Well, let's look at this from Rosenbaum's perspective.
No. He brings us in here to produce copy, but all he wants is a clean draft of somebody else's stuff. We're getting peanuts here to be somebody's hack.
Writing's a must game anyway, Swifty.
Well, it has made me mad.
Why not just buckle down and get the project over with? Set up a schedule for yourself. Type a couple hours in the morning when you're fresh, then take a break. Let the old juices flow. Type a couple more hours in the afternoon, and then retire for a shot of pie and some masturbation. What's the big deal?
Well, if this Rosenbaum was worth anything, we'd be working on iPads, not these antiques. He's lucky he could find 3 whose type is good. And then he treats us like those misfits at the Bronx Zoo. I mean, a tire swing? What did he take us for?
I like the tire swing. I think it was a very nice touch.
I can't work under these conditions. No wonder I'm producing garbage. Hey, Milton. What else have you got?
Oh, what this?
Yeah, let's hear some more.
Blah, blah, blah. Whose mortal taste brought death into the lamb again. Bed socks knock, horse to tinker bell. What do you think?
Blamogam is good. Well, I don't know.
What is it? Is it the tone? I knew this was kind of a stretch for me.
I'm just not sure it has the same expressive intensity and pungent lyricism as the first part.
Well, of course it needs rewriting. What doesn't? This is just a rough draft. Lights on.
This bit, are they even watching?
What?
Are they even watching? word more sweetly interposed.
Paradise, wasn't it?
Lost.
Lost. Lost.
I'm trying to deal with some of that in this new piece here, but it's all still pretty close to the bone.
Just because they keep us locked up in here, they think they're more powerful than we are.
They are more powerful than we are.
Just because they control the means of production, they think they can suppress the workers.
Things are how they are. What are you gonna do?
How come you're always so damn ready to justify the ways of Rosenbaum to the apes?
Do you have a key to the door?
Oh. No.
Do you have an independent food source?
No.
So call me a collaborator. I happen to be a professional. If Rosenbaum wants Hamlet, well, I'll give it a shot. Just remember, we're not astrophysicists. We're not brain surgeons. We're monkeys. And for apes in captivity, this isn't a bad gig.
What's really frightening is that if we stick around this cage long enough, we're going to evolve into Rosenbaum.
Evolve into Rosenbaum?
Oh, brush up your darling, baby. We're more than kin and less than kind.
Anybody got a smoke?
I'm all out. Don't look at me. I'm not going to satisfy those lawyers with the old Smoking Chimp Act. No, thank you.
Don't be a sap, Swifty. You gotta use them. Use the system.
What do you mean?
Watch me while I pull my antic disposition. See what I mean? Got lots too. My face.
You should have thrown in a Tony for that performance.
Got results, didn't it?
Sure. You do your bonzo routine, you get a Gallagher out of it. Last week, I told her to typewriter and got a whole carton of Marlboros.
The problem was, you didn't smoke them, you took a crap on them.
It was a political statement.
You make your statements, I got my smokes. All's well that ends well, right?
It's the only way we know they're watching.
Huh?
We perform. We read typewriters. We type another page. A cigarette appears. It's the only way we know someone out there is paying attention.
Our resident philosopher.
But what if one of us does write Hamlet? Here we are, set down to prove the inadvertent virtues of randomness by producing something we wouldn't even know if it passed through our hands. But what if one of us actually does it?
Will we be released?
Will they give us the key to the city in a ticker tape parade?
Or will they move us on to Ulysses?
Ah!
Why do they pick Hamlet in the first place? What's Hamilton ever made a Hamlet that we should care? Boy, there's respective calamity that makes it so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, proud hands contemplate,
Swifty!
the pangs of despised love, the law's delay.
Hey, Swifty, relax, will you?
Have a banana.
I wish I could get Rosenbaum in here and see how he does at producing Hamlet. That's it.
What?
That's it. Forget about this random Hamlet crap. What about revenge?
Revenge? On Rosenbaum?
Who else? Hasn't he bereft us of our homes and families? Stepped in between us and our expectations?
But how would we do it?
Easy. We lure him in here to look at our typewriters. Test him out like there's something wrong with them, but we poison the typewriter keys.
Oh,
Sure. Some juice of cursed heaven is spread liberally over the keyboard. It ought to work like a charm.
great.
And if that doesn't work, we invented the tire swing and invite him for a ride. Plus, I challenge him to a duel.
Brilliant.
Can't you see it? In the the course of combat, I casually grazed my rapier over the poisoned typewriter keys, and then a hit, a palpable hit. For the stir, we'll lay by a cup with some venomous distillment, and we'll put the pellet with the poison in the vessel with the pestle.
Listen, I gotta get back to work. The man's gonna want his pages.
It's not a bad idea,
What are you guys talking about? I'm on to something here.
I think it's hopeless, Swifty.
But this is the goods.
Where was I? Bed socks, not worst.
The readiness is all, I guess.
Damn straight. Just let me know when the K button goes out for me.
Okay. You two, sir, go back to work. I'll do all the thinking around here. Swifty, revenge.
Bed socks, not worst. Tinkerbell. Or Tinkerbell should just want Timber.
That is good. That is good.
So much fun.
Act 1, Scene 1. Elsinore Castle, Denmark. Enter Bernardo and Francisco. Bernardo says, "Who's there?"
Bazooka.
Listen to my voice. Focus on my voice. There may be a lot of distraction around you, so it's incredibly important that you focus on my every word, my every syllable, my every intonation. You are not the first to receive this message, nor will you be the last. However, how you respond to this message may determine the success or failure of the rest